Surely you must have some idea why my brother was so desperate to contact you.
I have no idea.
That's odd. Then how could it be of such vital importance to you?
Well, you seem to know the answer to everything else. Maybe you know the answer to that one, too.
There's a message here for you to call operator 82 at Fanning.
Oh, thank you.
Show Mr. Bigelow to room 821.
Say, would you have the operator put this call through to my room right away? I'll take
Yes.
it up there. Thank you.
Hello, operator.
Here, I'll call you if I need anything.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, Paula?
Well, Sinbad, I'd just about given you up for lost. Do you mind telling me just why you rushed down to Los Angeles?
I can't explain it to you just now, Paula. I just can't explain it.
What's going on, Frank? You don't even sound like yourself.
Well, I'm just a little tired, Paula, that's all. But I miss you.
Oh, Frank. I can't tell you how good it is to hear you say that. And here I was worrying that I'd lost my charm. When are you coming home, Frank?
Soon, Paula. I'll be home soon.
I'll go right out and get myself a permanent so I'll be pretty when you see me. Hey, guess what? I found that Phillips name in your notarial ledger.
Notarial ledger?
Yes, of all places. I remember now I made the entry myself. You had notarized a paper one morning before I came to work.
What kind of paper was it?
A bill of sale for a George Reynolds made out to Eugene Phillips of Los Angeles. So you see, I was right. We hadn't done any business with Phillips, only indirectly.
What was the bill of sale for?
A shipment of iridium, whatever that is.
Iridium.
You mentioned at the time that this fellow Reynolds had made some kind of a deal in Palm Springs, and he stopped in your office early in the morning on his way north to have it notarized.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute, George Reynolds. That was about 6 months ago, wasn't it?
That's right, 6 months ago.
Thanks, Paul. Oh, goodbye.
Goodbye.
I've got to talk to you, Mrs. Phillips.
Please, go away. I want to be left alone.
But I found out why your husband wanted to see me. It was in connection with a bill of sale.
Come in.
Thank you. What do you know about a man named George Reynolds?
George Reynolds?
Yes.
Why, that's the man my husband claimed sold him the iridium.
And what did Reynolds claim?
Reynolds disappeared.
Yes.
About 2 months ago, my husband grew suspicious that something was wrong. Since then, he tried in every way to locate Reynolds, but could find no trace of him.
But I don't get it. Your husband could have proved he made a legitimate deal by showing the bill of sale he got from Reynolds.
Then there was a bill of sale?
Yes, of course there was.
My husband swore there was, but at the time of his arrest, he couldn't find it. It was mysteriously missing.
Well, then, if your husband could have shown proof, it would have been George Reynolds who would have faced the prison term.
Eugene was convinced that Reynolds had stolen the bill of sale. He was the only one who had reason to eliminate evidence of the transaction.
Thank you, Mrs. Phillips. Thank you very much. You've been very helpful.
Oh, if you'd only come sooner, Mr. Bigelow. My husband might be alive today.
I know. The only thing that puzzles me, Miss Phillips, is that you haven't asked how I knew there was a bill of sale.
Mr. Holliday isn't in. He should be back shortly.
I think you're the one who can help me, Miss Foster. Mr. Phillips tried to reach someone else before he called me yesterday, didn't he?
Why don't you ask Mr. Holliday?
Obviously, Mr. Holliday wasn't here yesterday, or he wouldn't have had to learn from you that Phillips called me. And you're the logical person to know who else Phillips called.
I don't believe that's any of your business, Mr. Bigelow.
Don't think you're revealing anything confidential, Miss Foster. I know that he tried to reach somebody else. Mrs. Phillips told me.
You're bluffing, Mr. Bigelow. I don't know what you're after, but you're trying to trick me. Mrs. Phillips didn't tell you a thing.
How do you know that?
Mrs. Phillips knows nothing about it.
She doesn't. Well, why wouldn't she? Wait a minute. I was talking about George Reynolds. Who did you think I meant? Just who is it that Mrs. Phillips doesn't know
I
about?
told you before, that's none of your business.
All right, young lady, I'm going to give it to you straight. Phillips was murdered.
Murdered? I don't believe you.
He told me because he needed me to clear him. Phillips was innocent. Innocent men don't have to jump out of windows.
Murdered?
Just who are you trying to protect, Miss Foster? Why are you so afraid to tell the truth?
I'm not protecting anybody. I haven't any more to say.
All right, young listen to me. This thing is going to explode wide open. If you've got nothing to hide, you better start talking. Or maybe you are mixed up.
No!
Well, then come on.
Mr. Phillips called Marla Rakubian. He went to see her yesterday morning.
Who's Marla Rakubian?
She's a model.
She and Mr. Phillips used to be quite friendly, but he hadn't been seeing her for quite some time.
Come on.
The last couple of months, he'd been trying to locate her and finally learned where she lived yesterday morning. When he returned from seeing her, he was terribly upset and excited. That's when he had me put in the calls for you. When he couldn't reach you, he went home. The last time I saw him alive.
Give me Marla Rakubian's address. You know, you must be pretty friendly with Stanley, Miss Foster. He knew how desperately his brother tried to reach me yesterday, and he wasn't even here at the time. And now you seem to know all about what happened in Mrs. Phillips' apartment. Miss Rakubian?
Yes? What do you want? Get out of here or I'll call the
Go
police.
ahead, call him. Oh, go ahead, call him. Going on a trip, huh?
Yes, going away for the weekend.
Sailing for Buenos Aires tomorrow, some weekend.
I'll send you a postcard. Now get out of here.
Who are you going with, George Reynolds?
Never heard of him.
I suppose you've never heard of Eugene Phillips either.
Just who are you? What do you want?
Never mind who I am. Where's Reynolds?
I told you I don't know him. Now will you get out of here and leave me alone?
So you never heard of George Reynolds, huh? And don't try to tell me that this isn't him because I've seen him.
If you think you can scare me, you're crazy.
Look, I know that Phillips came here yesterday. And right after he left, he was pushed out of a 6-story window.
Pushed? Phillips committed suicide.
Your playmate Reynolds murdered Phillips. Then he went up to San Francisco to get me. Because I knew about a certain bill of sale.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're in this right up to your pretty little neck.
I'm not mixed up in anything. Get your hands up. Drop that picture on the couch. Turn around. Don't get any ideas because I'm not afraid to use this. Give me your wallet. Frank Bigelow, Hotel Alex.
All right, now where's Reynolds?
I don't know. I don't know where he is.
Is that what you told Phillips yesterday?
I told him exactly what I'm telling you. I haven't heard from him in months.
Yeah? You're mighty careful of the picture of a man you haven't heard from in months. What does the Ray stand for?
It was a pet name. Do you mind?
Oh, it sounds very cozy, Miss Rakubian. You and Reynolds call each other pet names while you make a sucker out of Phillips.
Phillips made the deal because he wanted it.
Yeah? I'll bet you weren't above using what it takes to help make him want it. Who's paying for this trip?
I am.
Really? A first-class trip to Buenos Aires on a model salary. Don't make me laugh. Since you and Reynolds aren't seeing each other anymore, you don't mind if I keep this to you?
If I were a man, I'd punch your dirty face in.
You know, I really believe you would. Oh, I almost forgot. Your tickets. Don't be surprised if I'm there to see you off.
Angelo, do you remember taking this picture of George Reynolds?
I take so many pictures, I can't remember them all.
This gentleman is a friend of his and would like his address. We have no card on him.
I don't think we ought to do that.
He's willing to pay $20 for it.
That's the paper we used last year.
Of course, you understand we usually don't give out the information about our clients.
I know, you're a couple of high-class fellas.
Thank you. Revealing anything confidential is against the ethics of our establishment.
That's right, honesty is the best policy.
Of course. But in your case, inasmuch as you're a personal friend of Mr. Reynolds...
Thanks, I knew you'd come through.
Got it. Here it is. We don't have his address. He must have called for the picture.
But he couldn't have been a very good friend of yours, mister. Because his name is not George Reynolds.
It isn't? Well, what is it?
It's
Huh? Oh. Yeah.
It's Raymond Rakubian.
Rakubian?
What's so unusual about that? The picture's signed Ray, isn't it?